Imagine waking up in the dead of night, not to silence but to the sound of heavy furniture dragging across your room. You freeze, your breath caught in your throat. It's not a nightmare, it's happening. Right? Welcome to the chilling world of the Enfield poltergeist, one of the most terrifying and controversial hauntings in modern history. For the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover the truth behind the screams, the levitations, and the shadowy figures that terrorized a small British family. But beware, this story is not for the faint of heart. Before we dive in, let me ask you, do you believe in ghosts? Let me know in the comments, or maybe you'll have your answer by the end of this video. Enfield, England, 1977. Peggy Hodgson, a single mother of 4, thought she had seen it all. But when her 11-year-old daughter Janet started hearing knocks on the walls, their quiet suburban life spiraled into a nightmare. At first, it was subtle, objects moving when no one was looking, a chair sliding across the floor. Then it escalated. Furniture levitated, invisible hands grabbed their throats, and then, the voices. If my chair ever starts moving on its own, I'm not sticking around to ask why. Are you? Seriously, let me know below. But for the Hodgsons, there was no escape. What was tormenting this family? Enter Maurice Gross and Guy Lyon Playfair, investigators from the Society for Psychical Research. They spent over a year documenting the unexplainable events in the Hodgson home. More than 2,000 incidents, and yes, some of those incidents were caught on tape. Janet, an 11-year-old girl, began speaking in a voice not her own, claiming to be a man named Bill Wilkins, who had died in the house years earlier. Who was Bill, and why was he haunting Janet? We'll get to that, but first, let's talk about the skeptics. Not everyone believed the Hodgson story. Some said it was all an elaborate hoax, a way for a struggling family to get attention. Even Janet admitted to faking a few incidents, but only to see if the investigators would catch on. Raise your hand if you've ever done something dumb as a kid for attention. Don't worry, Janet, we've all been there, just maybe not with demons. But what about the things no one could explain? Like the voices that came from Janet's throat while her lips stayed perfectly still? Or the police officer who swore she saw a chair slide across the room on its own? The truth, it's stranger than fiction. The haunting subsided after 2 years, but the Hodgsons were never the same. Janet later said the experience followed her into adulthood, leaving scars deeper than any skeptic could dismiss. So, was it real? Or was it a desperate cry for help? To this day, the Enfield poltergeist remains one of the most hotly debated hauntings in history. And hey, if ghosts are real, maybe they just needed better Wi-Fi back in the 70s. Who knows what they'd do today with access to TikTok? If this story sent chills down your spine, I've got one more for you. Over on my channel, there's a spine-tingling tale waiting for you. Late night horror story. Think you're brave enough? Click the video on your screen now and let the nightmares begin. Stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, the scariest stories are the ones we can't explain. See you in the next one.